Hi, and thanks so much for joining me for this Get Ready With Me soft fall look featuring some new makeup. If you'd like to see that, please keep watching. Thank you so much to Look Fantastic who sent over some of the new items I'll be featuring. This is not a sponsored video. However, they did reach out to ask if I would like to try it. Let me just read this because it's such a long name. The Estee Lauder Double Wear Sheer Long Wear Makeup Broad Spectrum SPF 19. And when I read about the lightweight feel and the natural finish of this foundation, I definitely wanted to give this a try. So they sent over the shade 3W1. It's a little tricky to find the foundation shades, but I picked this one, so you'll see this in action. But spoiler alert, I was wowed by this when I initially tried it out. I've worn it for a few days since then and continue to be really impressed with this. So wow, Estee Lauder, really beautiful foundation. I was also sent this double wear foundation. It's a powder foundation. It's called the Stay in Place Matte Powder Foundation. Looks like this, and it's the shade 3W1.5 Fawn. So you'll be able to see these side by side because I will swatch them for you as well, just in terms of coverage as well as shade, in case you are close to my shade. Hopefully that'll help. And then they sent over the Pure Color Envy Creme lipstick in 131 Bois de Rose. And I thought it was a really pretty soft yet warm kind of lip that would go really well with a soft fall look. And they also sent over some skincare. So they carry makeup and skincare on their site, and they sent over the Estee Lauder Advanced Night Repair. This is something that I've loved for years, have been meaning to repurchase it, but somehow it just doesn't make it into the cart. So I'm really happy to have this back. My skin loves it. Happy to reintegrate this into my routine. And they're offering you 20% off your Estee Lauder purchase through the end of October. So make sure to use the code GRACE by Estee. I'll leave that below as well. If you were at all interested in this foundation, I definitely pick it up during the promo. It has some pretty impressive claims. Long wear, color true, non-settling, non-creasing, non-caking, non-streaking, oil-free, paraben-free, mineral oil-free, sulfate-free. And this is quite impressive. So to Estee Lauder, I say, wow, I am quickly impressed with this foundation. So make sure to use the code in case you're interested. I'll also be featuring though a couple things that I purchased. The Tom Ford Shade and Illuminate blush. This is one of their new blushes. It's in Cherry Blaze. So I give that a try as well. I was really interested in this blush because it doesn't have shimmer, which, as you know, is a little bit more difficult to find, but it does have a beautiful glow. So I tried that on, as well as compare these two. So this is the new Chanel color corrector. I decided to go with these instead of the concealers. So I do compare both of these. This is Pesh and this is Apricot. So if you're wondering which one to purchase in case you were interested, I use that for my darker areas up here. So I'll be demoing those for you as well. So thank you again so much to Look Fantastic for sending over the Estee Lauder products. And again, make sure to use the code GRACE by Estee for 20% off your Estee Lauder purchase on lookfantastic.com. So if you'd like to see those in action, please keep watching. Starting off with no makeup, I just have skincare, so no SPF, no mattifying primer like I usually put on. I just wanted you to see what this looks like directly on the face. I have used this for a few days because when it arrived in the mail, I wanted to try it right away. I get really excited, so I have used this, I'm gonna say probably 4 days before filming this. So I have some thoughts and I was initially really impressed with it. Just make sure to shake this before using. And again, I have mine in the shade 3W1 Tawny. So the coating is right there on the bottom. It's a little tricky to find my shade online, but I think this is gonna be good for the winter. It's a little bit lighter, but it has a really pretty undertone to it, which I like because you can see there's a little bit of, I'm gonna say peach in there. So I'm gonna take my Shiseido brush as always, although you can use clean hands, you can use a brush if you want to. I actually have applied this just with my clean hands to see what that was like. Really easy, but I just love the finish when I use this brush. So I'm gonna show you side by side, and I really didn't put that much on the back of my hand. And I'm just gonna take it really easy. I'm gonna put it right here, just a little bit up here, but not so much my forehead, just because we know my forehead is deeper than the rest of my face. But I'll show you how. Initially, I was really impressed with the lightweight feel of this and how smoothly it applied. So it's one of those foundations that's really close to the face, so nothing settling into pores or texture, because I do have pores up in the front, and if I'm going to see it, it'll be really apparent in the front, and I didn't see that. This is described as a natural sheer matte finish, so you can see though that it's not like a flat matte. You can see that it has the glow of skin. That's what I really liked about this, is that it has that glow as if it were natural skin. So here is my skin without foundation, and then here it is with. So you can see it maintains that beautiful glow, but it already has dried down. So if you are a dryer, you probably don't need to set this. And for me, I'm combo, and I don't feel like I actually even really need to set this myself. It feels pretty well set without feeling drying. So another thing that I loved about it. So here's half and half. Like I said, I think this is a better winter tone for me, but that's fine because we are going into those months, so you'll probably see me use this quite a bit. This does come in 26 shades, so hopefully this helps with shade selection if you are around my skin tone. So just for comparison, if you wear the Double Wear Stay in Place makeup, I'm just reading this to make sure it's accurate. That's a medium to full coverage, and I haven't used that, so if you have, then hopefully this is helpful. And that one has a natural matte finish, and that comes in 56 colors, so there are more shades in that one. Fewer in this line. And then if you wear the Double Wear Maximum Coverage, that's full coverage, and that one's a matte finish in 15 shades. So this one is somewhere in the middle with the shade offerings and is the most sheer and lightweight, it sounds like, compared to the other ones. And one thing I really noticed is how comfortable this is to wear and how beautifully it wears throughout the day. I had this on for, I'm gonna say, when did I take this off? I filmed a video yesterday and I kept it on, I'm gonna say probably 12 to 14 hours yesterday, and it looked really nice the whole time. Let's try and build it up just in the front, just so we can see how buildable it is. So this time I'm gonna take a little bit more and I'm just gonna focus it with this Sublimage brush and really just concentrate it here on my darker areas, just to see how much we can build that up. So there's that. So it does build, it's a little bit slower, but I'm gonna go in with a concealer now just because I wanna show you the new Chanel. It's the color corrector, but I use it as a concealer, and I have two shades. So I picked up the Peche, which I mentioned earlier, and then we also have the one, I think it's Apricot. Yeah, Apricot. This is a deeper shade. So we have Peche and Apricot. And so I think I serve again as that person in the middle. If you are lighter than me, you're gonna wanna go with Peche. You're going to wanna go with Peche. If you're deeper than me, you'll probably wanna go with Apricot. Now, Peche is pretty good for like my lighter version of my skin, so it'll go really well with this foundation. So I'm gonna just place it here. And for any more tan, I think Apricot or a mix would be good. So this is Peche. And this is a great combination because they're both lightweight. So if you want something really lightweight in terms of coverage, this is a great one. So on this one, I'm going to show you Peche and Apricot over here. So here's Peche, here's Apricot. So you can see the difference. I'm going to actually take just a little bit of Apricot and Peche and mix them, and then I'm going to apply it over here. So I probably didn't need Apricot unless I was going to stay as tan as I have been, but it's nice to have it just to blend in case these start popping out for some reason any deeper, but this is a blend of the two. So right now I feel like a blend of the two is perfect, and as I go into winter, Peche will be fine, but as we get back into warmer weather and I'm in the sun more, Apricot will come in handy as well to mix in. Yeah, so you can see I added a little bit more Apricot. You can see the Apricot is actually providing color now, so that's a little bit too much. Let me go in with Peche again. And this is really great for my chin area to have a little bit of a like dullness sometimes here. Just brighten it up. Okay, I'm gonna go in with my regular concealers on everything else here. Take a little bit of that Apricot though. I think that'll be good for my forehead. Just to cancel out that, like, it's kind of spotted discoloration up there. We will go in now with my SIsley concealer under the eye as usual. Real Skin Plus by Chantecaille, just for my lids. La Prairie. Now instead of my typical powder that I always use, we're gonna go in with this. I received this as well. It's the powder, it's the Double Wear Stay in Place Matte Powder Foundation. So it's going to provide a bit more coverage. I got mine in the shade 3W1.5 Fawn. So I thought it'd be a good comparison because when I was trying to figure out the shade here, I wasn't quite sure. So I went ahead and I picked this up for comparison purposes, and this is a really great shade match. This has more coverage, and I'm actually gonna show you a swatch here of the new foundation, the Double Wear Sheer Long Wear Makeup versus the Double Wear Stay in Place Matte Powder Foundation, again in 3W1.5. As you can see on the swatch, it has more coverage. I'm gonna show you here, I've got the Buff and Blur brush and stamping it on. So you're gonna see it adds a little bit of color back for me. So if you wear this shade, you can kind of see how it compares. And there's a little bit more coverage as well, especially in the front here, which is nice. And then it's gonna help with my forehead as well, because my forehead, I got a hair here, my forehead is typically more tan than everything else. So I'll do half so you can see the difference. Really beautiful finish as well. As a powder, it's one of the nicer formulas to use as a powder as well. It's pretty comparable with other powders that I really, really like. So here's half and half. So this is a great combination. Again, these wear really well. So instead of setting with a powder, I just set with this. Those are really nice combo. I'm gonna go ahead with eyebrows. I'm gonna use my Chantecaille brow, because that's what I have here. Yeah, I haven't fully unpacked from the weekend at my parents' house yet. Okay, so brows are on. I'm just gonna go in with the Full Brow Perfecting Gel. This happens to be the clear one. Okay, and then we're gonna go in with a shadow I haven't used for a while. I wanted to do something kind of fall, but I've done a lot of gray lately. I thought I would go in with this beautiful khaki color. It's by SIsley. It's a metallic khaki 25. And we're gonna do a nice one and done look with this. I'm just gonna take the Chantecaille Shade and Sweep. I think that's what it's called, right? Shade and Sweep brush. I love this for their luminescent eyeshadows, as well as anything that's kind of packed like that. So I thought it would be good for this one. This one's pretty densely packed. Just a little bit of a reflective quality in there. It's a goldish kind of shimmer. And this khaki green's a bit muted compared to some other greens that I have. It's probably as least green as possible. I'll probably go above the lash line with this Khaki Metal by Chanel, as well as Tightline, probably with Earth by Chanel. No, by Chantecaille. And then mascara, and then I think I might put this in the waterline. We'll see, but I'll be back with the mascara. I actually went ahead and tightlined with Blackwood instead because I felt like that brown shade would pop a little bit too much, so I just wanted to kind of emphasize the lash line. And I went in with Khaki Metal right above the lash line as well as in the waterline, and I wanted to just bring out the green a little bit more, so I went in with this liquid liner by Chantecaille in Vert. So really, really close to the lash line. I don't know if you can tell. Oh, you can see the beautiful sheen of that eyeshadow though. And it's the thinnest brush, and I just laid it across my lash line all the way to the front here, which I usually don't do, but because it's such a thin line, it's possible because I have very little lid space in the front there. So that's how I ended up here. Of course, Chantecaille Faux Longest Lash Mascara, as always. Let's go in with bronzer. I totally forgot because I got so distracted with the eye. So we're gonna go in with the SIsley bronzer. I haven't used this for a while. I thought I'd take it out. Still love this one. Let's go in with this rougher brush. I've been using these quite a bit. Just kind of test them out. Love this. I think it's a great bronzer for the autumn because you can see it has that warmth. But you have to like that warmth to like this bronzer. Many bronzers are, I think I've said this before, a little bit too cool toned for me. So this one's perfect. Yeah, I still really love this one. I'm gonna, yeah, just take a little bit of this bronzer, same bronzer, just to blend right in this area. Taking this number 17 brush and blending that in. Just to kind of tie these two together. Yeah, I think this is a great shade if you're stepping into color and still not sure. It's pretty muted, nothing too outside of the box here, but just a really pretty, something different about it kind of shade. Let's go in with the bronzer. Let's go in with this beautiful blush by Tom Ford. I don't know why I expected these to look larger. I think I've seen them online and I just assumed they were larger, but I probably won't go through this whole thing anyway. I never do. So let's go in with a brush. I'm gonna try this brush by Rougher. I've been trying, if you've noticed, I've been trying these out just to see, but let's go in with this lighter shade. Oh, by the way, this is Cherry Blaze, and I thought it would look pinker as well, but it looks pretty peach toned to me. We're gonna go all the way to the front here because it doesn't look like there's shimmer in here, which I love in a blush because I feel like it's harder to find those more matte blushes. Lots of shimmer in blushes, but not as many mattes out there. So anytime I can find one, I'm really excited about that. So we're just gonna go here with that lighter shade. Beautiful finish. Just to add to more color correcting. Anytime I can throw that in there, it just allows me to put less makeup in that area and appear less makeup-y. And the more I add on, of course, the more texture I'm gonna get. So if I can do a double duty with something like a blush, I will go ahead and do that just because it cuts down on the layers as well. So there's a beautiful sheen as well. So it's not totally matte, which complements also this foundation, which I really like. So let's go in with this color as a pop of color. Just right here, I'm gonna pop that on. Beautiful blush. Yeah, I'd love to know which ones you picked up and which ones you would recommend. I don't know if I need them all, but I would love a cool toned one as well. I think that would be really pretty. Let's go ahead with the lip next. Another Estee Lauder product. I don't think I have any lipsticks by them. This is 131 Bois de Rose. And I think it'll complement this cheek color as well. Oh wait, I do want to take a little of that excess and just put it up here just to tie everything together really lightly. Now going in with this lip shade. It's a beautiful warm rose. So this is like a soft fall look, I would say. Mainly because of the lip. I think if I did a more dramatic lip, so I think the lipstick really influences that. So you can see it's like my lip color, but warmer. Really nice hydrating formula, really comfortable on the lips. Fragrance wise, I wanted to match this soft fall look. So I picked this one by House of Sillage because this one has a really beautiful fullness to it, but it's not anything really sharp. It's a very soft, full kind of fragrance, especially with the leather notes. And there is a warmth to this without a sweetness, which, if you know me, I don't love sweet scents. So the top notes are blackcurrant, plum nectar, cardamom. Heart notes are saffron flower, rose petals, night blooming jasmine. And then the base notes, which I really love, suede accord, oud vapor, Australian sandalwood. So if you're looking for something fall, kind of a cozy scent, but nothing super dramatic, I think that one is a really beautiful, soft fall fragrance. Let's talk quickly about the products. I think you can see the glow, even though I used both the foundation as well as that powder foundation, you can still see it's a quite natural glow on the skin. So if you like that more natural look, which I do, I love that look, you are going to love this foundation. Again, it's the Double Wear Sheer Long Wear Makeup. The claims again are long wear, color true, non-settling, non-creasing, non-caking, non-streaking, oil-free, paraben-free, mineral oil-free, sulfate-free. I think I love that it's lightweight the most, as well as the natural finish. You can build this up, which I did, although concealer always does the best job for me in these areas. But you can see it's a really beautiful natural finish, and it feels really comfortable in the skin. It sets really nicely without looking dry. And again, I have combo skin, and then this was a beautiful way to set this without using a powder. So I got a little bit more coverage with this as well as setting it, so I didn't need a powder on top of that. Love the slip, nice and hydrating. Went on really evenly, so I didn't have to put a lip liner on first. Sometimes I have to do that, but it went on quite evenly and just really balanced everything out in one swipe. So really impressed with this formula as well, in a lovely shade. Then this blush, really beautiful. I love the glow, even though there's nothing shimmery in there. It's still a really natural glow on it. Nothing powdery about this blush. So if you wanted to pick this up, I think this is a perfect fall blush. And then these Chanel products, I liked pairing this with this foundation because this is quite lightweight, and so are these. If you are my shade, you might need both. But if you're lighter than me, I would go with Pesh. If you are deeper than me, I would go with Apricot. So unfortunately, yes, again, I'm at that point where I need two shades. I'm in between. So when I go into my winter shade, this will be completely fine. But if I get even a little bit of tan, I'm going to need this one. So it's good for me to have both. Or if for some reason the brown spots intensify, I may need this one as well. I haven't tried to find something for under the eye area. So far, this Pesh works okay. It just is not as good as my other eye concealers though, just in terms of performance. Oh, one question too, if you were curious about this replacing anything, if you wore the Double Wear Light, which I am not familiar with, so I can't compare that for you, this is going to take the place of that because the Double Wear Light is being discontinued. So I hope that helps in case you were wondering. But again, if you wanted to give this a try or any of the other Estee Lauder products a try or stock up on something, 20% off through the end of October on lookfantastic.com with code GRACE by Estee. Again, here is the code. I will place the link below as well. But again, wow to Estee Lauder, really impressed with this. I'm going to continue to use it and start comparing it to some of my very favorite foundations to see where it ranks, because I feel like it's a really good competitor. But let me know what you love by Estee Lauder, what else I should be trying, and thank you to Look Fantastic again for allowing me the opportunity to give these a try. But that's it for today's video, so please take care of each other, stay well. If you enjoyed this video, if you learned something, please give it a thumbs up, subscribe, and I will see you next time.